Hello loves, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Plates and Saucepans. Today we are going to be making chai milk tea, spiced milk tea. And as you can see here, we have milk, full cream milk, we have some sugar, we have some spices, and as per the spices and herbs, we have this is a cinnamon stick. This is cardamom. I didn't have the full spices, so I had the cardamom powder at home. This is called five spice. It has five spices, including star anise in there. And these are tea leaves, cloves, lemongrass, ginger, and basil. This is a type of basil that we put in tea here. I've forgotten the other botanical name, but it's a type of basil. Let's get started. For starters, in our saucepan, we are going to put a cup of milk, a cup of water, sorry, a cup of water and all the rest of the spices that we have here besides the ginger. That one will come in later. But for now, we are going to put all the rest the way they are. And then we let everything come to a simmer. Did I say simmer? Sorry about that. I meant we let everything come to a boil because we want all our spices to infuse in here before we put the milk. Well, I know some people would put in more water than what I've put in right now, but that's me. I rarely take milk. I take it once in a while. So when I do, I want to take milk. That's why I fail to take English tea, because it has more water than the milk. Yet here I want to take milk, and so I make sure I put little water and I take more of milk. But if you have health reasons, you can use skimmed milk. It also works just fine. Or you can put water according to whatever ratio. Here the whole point is the spices. And some people, as they may notice, or as you may notice, you my people, I've put quite different herbs and spices all together. That's how I love it. I put different things. Some would opt for just basil, it's really aromatic. Some would just go for the cinnamon, some would just go for just the lemongrass. But I love putting different things all together. They give me a more delicious, aromatic, flavorful tea. I'm not a big fan of milk tea, so when I do, I try to make sure that I put quite a bit of spices to kind of mask the actual milky taste, but it's still nice, really nice. Now we are going to give this some time to boil, and all the herbs and the spices get infused in there. As all you can see, I've put my milk. This is the second half, which makes a liter of milk. Now I'm going to wait until the whole milk comes to a boil. It will start rising or boiling to the top, and then I'll show you what comes next. And if you're new here, if you've just come here, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel for more recipes. I welcome you to my kitchen as I prepare food and different meals, juices, tea for my family. And for the internet critics who are going to be, oh, you're not using gloves, please. I don't use gloves when I'm preparing meals for my family. I'm preparing for my family, so I use my hands, clean hands, I wash them, and that's it. But as for the tea that we are making right now, please stay till the end. I have a hack. Let me say it's not a hack, it's kind of a hack or something that I'll put to light. You could have been doing this mistake and saying, oh, my milk is going off. Yet it's that mistake, that one mistake. So watch till the end and you'll find out what I'm talking about. For now, we are going to wait until this milk comes to a boil and it starts boiling almost over, starts boiling up. So make sure you use quite a saucepan whereby your quantity of milk is halfway, not almost full. And I'll be back. As you can see, our milk has started to simmer. You can stir it a little bit so that it doesn't boil over. You can reduce on the heat. You can reduce on the heat and you stir because you want everything to be incorporated and infused properly. So infused properly, and it's at this point that I add the ginger. After the milk has started boiling, you can see if you stir it and reduce on the heat, it will start boiling. Now that's what we want. We want it to be boiling, bubbling. Oh, sorry, that's the steam, bubbling. Now, while we were on a break, I grated a ginger, and it's at this point that I add the ginger. Not before, but at this point. This is when I add the ginger. If I had ginger powder, I would have added it at the beginning, no biggie, with the rest of the spices at first. But since it's fresh ginger, it's at this point that I add it. And as well, since I'm preparing for my family and I know the amount of sugar that they take, it's at this point that I add sugar as well. I find that when I add sugar at this point, I use less sugar when it boils, and since this is a liter, I put 3 tablespoons of sugar. And by tablespoons, I mean the actual spoons, not the baking spoons. Those will be very few. If you use those, there'll be very few. Then I stir it in and I wait for my milk to boil for like a minute or two before I sieve and serve. Now, sometimes I don't put sugar, especially when I have like visitors over. I don't put sugar because I don't know each and person is sugar quantity they take. I just prepare my milk, sieve it properly, put it in a flask, and put on the table with the cups and a sugar bowl plus some honey because I know some people use honey. So feel free, you can skip this bit. You can use whichever sweetener you use and put whatever quantity that's good for you. By this point, I'm going to let this boil for a minute or two and then we get back. Okay, here we go. While off camera, I needed my hands because I'm using my phone to record. I needed my hands, so I sieved the tea and put in a cup. Yes, here we use actual cups, not those tiny cups. I need to take tea. Anyway, now this is the pointer that I wanted to tell you. If you noticed when I was putting the spices, I didn't put the fresh ginger first. Reason being, if you put ginger before the milk has come to a boil, it will go off immediately. And you will start wondering whether the milk was bad or not. But the milk was not bad. I don't know what it is. I haven't researched about it yet. But always, if you're using fresh ginger, put it at the end after it has boiled. Now it's time for me to test my tea and see how it is. Sorry, I'll test it off camera a little bit. If you're in here, it's so nice. It's so refreshing. It's so aromatic. The kitchen smells so nice. I don't know. Do let me know what you think about this tea in the comment section below. I'll be sure to reply to each and every one of you If you've liked the video today, I have more coming up, so please ensure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you. Bye.